All right, we're live. This is UFC Fight Night, Reem versus Arlovski Bro Picks. This is Ricky.
And this is Justin. This is our second video, and all right, dude, start off.
All right, the first fight is going to be Buka Sasaki versus Willie Gates. And these guys are fighting at 125 pounds. That's very light. It's lighter than me. Buka Sasaki is from Japan. His record is 18-3. His TKO rate is 11%. He's half of his wins are from submissions, and 39% are from decision. But it seems like he's been pretty unlucky in the UFC. So I think he's been finished like in all of his fights in the UFC so far. Lost. I think he got his loss to he got his loss in the second round KO to Taylor Lapilius. I don't know if you know who that guy is. But then he's gonna be
Yeah,
fighting.
Taylor.
Yeah, whatever. He's gonna be fighting Willie Gates. His record is 12-6. His KO rate is 50%. His submissions 25%, and his decisions are 25%. Willie Gates, he's all right. He's got a win over Darrell Monteg, first round KO, and I think he's gonna be coming off strong tomorrow. And I think he's gonna get the win for tomorrow in the fight. He's probably gonna get the finish, maybe in the first round, with the KO or TKO. What do you think?
Yeah, dude, he's a good athlete. I don't like Sasaki because he's coming down from the bantamweight division, and usually when guys do that, they drop down. They have a shitty chin, and he already got finished, dude, twice in the UFC in two of his losses or finishes. He's fought 3 times. He won his debut against a shitty fighter that's not even in the UFC, and then his next 2 fights were he got finished in the first round. So I think it's only going to hurt his chin even worse. So I think Gates cracks him in the first round.
Good. I like that pick. I'm gonna
Willie
agree.
Gates is in my DraftKings team. I know he's on yours. So he's a good fighter, man. He's only lost to elite fighters. He lost to Dustin Ortiz, who's elite, and he lost to John Moraga, who's like elite. I mean, Moraga's better than Ortiz, but they're both elite.
Let's go.
I'm
He's
going
gonna
with
get
Gates. All right, so Gates first round knockout.
next fight, son.
All right, Dom Waters versus Leon Edwards in the welterweight division. Dom Waters is 9-4, and Leon Edwards is 10-3. This is a pretty easy fight to call. I got Edwards all day in this fight. I got him by finish. Dom Waters is from Tough. He's not too exciting of a fighter at all. I mean, he got smoked in his last fight against the stun gun, Dong Young Kim, but I mean he's elite. But still though, Waters did pretty bad against George Sullivan, who's pretty crappy of a fighter. I think Edwards is good. He lost his last fight against Kamar Usman, but all that dude did was just lay on him for 3 rounds. So Edwards is good on the feet. He's a European fighter, so he doesn't have the best wrestling, but I think he'll have good takedown defense in this fight. Dom Waters, all he does is like wrestling, but he can't take down Edwards. I don't think so. It's gonna be a quick night for Edwards. So I'm going first or second round finish. All right. What about you?
Well, I'm probably gonna agree with you, but I still think that it's gonna be a pretty good test for Leon Edwards, especially seeing since Dominic Waters does like to wrestle. I always like to see a good wrestler versus a striker because it's like interesting to see if they can actually defend the takedown, because you can be a very good striker, but once you get taken down, it's a whole different ballgame. So
Yeah, we'll talk about that later with Gunnar Nelson versus Tubanov.
But like I was saying, like it's gonna be a good test for Leon Edwards. I really do hope he defends the takedowns well and hits him really hard because I want to see a KO. I'm not picking him on draft. I'm not picking either of them on DraftKings though. But I do think Leon Edwards will probably get the win, if not the finish for sure.
All right, cool. All right, you go with the next third fight. Last fight in the Fight Pass prelims.
This is the last fight of the fight past prelims, and I think it's a pretty good fight. Could even be a in the prelims or whatever. They probably do this on purpose to get it like to get more people for the prelims. But this is gonna be a fight for in the in the flyweight division at 125 pounds. It's gonna be Kyoji Horiguchi versus Neil Seery.
The Gooch.
Yeah, well, I like Kyoji Horiguchi. He's from Japan. His record is 16-2. He's 65 inches tall, so I think that's like 5'5" for people that aren't that good at math. And he's going to be fighting Neil Seery. Like I said, he's 16-11 from Ireland. He's 64 inches, 5'4", a little bit shorter, and just looks a little bit smaller overall. To be honest, I think Kyoji Horiguchi is going to come in strong. He's going to be looking for a finish because he wants something to prove. He's not trying to be on the fight past early prelims anymore. So, and he's ranked 5. I'm pretty sure he wants to prove a point and hopefully go for the title. He's pretty good. I hope he gets the finish quick. He's on my DraftKings pick, and I'm seeing an early first round finish. Son, what about you?
Damn, man. So many finishes so far. This
All
is a good fight. I got Horiguchi, the Gooch, for sure. Neil Seery's good though. He's only been finished once. He's had some good fights in UFC. He's a big flyweight too. I see Gooch winning for sure. Maybe a late finish or a decision for me. He's not on my DraftKings lineup, but I see Gooch winning like for sure. Either a dominant decision or like a late finish. I can see a quick finish too. He went the distance. He went pretty far with Mighty Mouse. He got subbed with like the last 2 seconds in the fight. He was looking good against Mighty Mouse in those first 2 rounds when they fought. So it's all going to come down to speed, and he has way more speed than Neil Seery. So
yeah, it could be a dominant decision as well. I see that
yeah.
happening. Flyweights don't really hit that hard, but
Hey, Willie Gates does.
I'm hoping for a finish. Let's say that because he's on my DraftKings pick, but I know he's gonna get it.
Yeah, this fight should not be on the Fight Pass prelims. There's a couple shitty fights later on that should be on this card. I mean, on this like Fight Pass prelims. Okay, I'll start out. First fight on the Fox Sports 1 prelims is Reza Madadi, fresh out of prison, versus Jan Cabral. So Madadi, he beat Michael Johnson a few years ago, and Michael Johnson's an elite fighter, so you got to take that into consideration. He's fighting Jan Cabral. I don't think either of these guys are good, to be honest. I think they're both scrubs. Cabral got destroyed against Zach Cummings, and everybody thought he was going to destroy Cummings on the ground, and Cummings held his own and destroyed him. So I'm staying away from this fight for betting. I'm probably going to pick Madadi by a split decision, but I don't care about this fight. I hope one of them dies because I don't even care. So there you go. Just kidding. I don't hope anyone dies, but Madadi's a scumbag. He's in prison, dude, for like 3 years. And Cabral looks like a child molester, dude. All right, go ahead.
Those are some pretty bold words you got there. I really don't care for this fight either, to be honest, because I don't really have it on my DraftKings pick. But I think it could be a good, interesting fight. Jan Cabral versus Reza Madadi. I think Cabral has some pretty good grappling. I can see him subbing him pretty quickly, to be honest. I can see a submission for Jan Cabral. I don't see Reza doing anything except weightlifting in the prison yards, maybe.
They're both good on the ground, but I see it a boring fight.
So I see
All
a
right.
submission for Jan Cabral. I actually just didn't feel like picking it because I don't know. I just wanted to stay away from this fight because it's just too risky.
He looked pretty decent against Norman Park in his last fight. But Norman Park's not even in the UFC anymore. All right, go ahead.
All right, the next fight we got John Tuck versus Josh Emmett. They're both from the USA. They're going to be fighting at 155 pounds. John Tuck is pretty good. Pretty much, he's 9-2, and 44% of his wins are from KO. 44 other percent are from submissions, and the last 11 are from decisions. And then he's going to be fighting Josh Emmett, who's from Team Alpha Fail. Josh Emmett, I never even heard of this guy before. He's 9-0, but I don't know where he fought. But I just know he's from Team Alpha Fail, so I'm sure he'll get up there one day and just fall down the next, just like they all do. Um, I'm thinking I'm gonna go with John Tuck, to be honest, to take the win. His last he just came off of a first round submission off Taehwan Bank, and I think he's gonna get the win again tomorrow or on Sunday, because who is this guy, Josh Emmett? It's his first fight in the UFC on a short notice, so that just sounds like he's gonna be unprepared. He's probably gonna get gassed out quick, and John Tuck's probably gonna get the finish. Probably a late finish or a dominant decision, I would say. What do you think?
Well, first off, that hurt because I'm a big Team Alpha Male fan. So thanks, appreciate it. I think it's gonna be a good fight. Actually, I think it's gonna be better than the other fight because Nick Hines a boring fighter. Um, John Tuck's good, but I like this Josh Emmett kid. He's undefeated. He's a finisher. He's beaten good competition.
You've never seen him fight.
I watched some footage recently, and I've heard of him before.
All right, sure.
He's beaten some good guys. Like the last 2 wins, some pretty big names outside the circuit. So I'm not betting on this fight, but I'll pick Emmett with an upset by finish.
What round?
Second. He's a finisher, dude. He looks good too.
He's a finisher. Okay, sure. We'll see what happens.
We will. All right. The next fight is the middleweight division. Garrett McKellen versus Magnus Sellenblad. Gareth is 13-3, and Sellenblad is 13-4. I don't think McKellen should be in the UFC. He's a pretty shitty fighter. He's from South Africa. I can't name one fighter from South Africa that's any good. Ruin Potts was terrible. Sellenblad, a year and a half layoff, so that's not good either. He's beaten decent competition. He gasses out though, but McAllen just terrible, dude. He might be the worst fighter on this card. He's probably one of the worst fighters on the roster. So I'm going with Sellenblad by decision. Not betting on this fight. Don't care. So go ahead.
I'd have to agree with you too. I don't really care about this fight. I've never heard of either of these fighters before. One of them's from Sweden, and the other's from South Africa. They're fighting at 185 pounds, so it's probably going to be a boring fight. They're going to be slow, and Magnus is going to get the decision. On to the next fight. This is going to be a good fight. It's going to be Rustam Kabila versus Chris Wade at 155 pounds. That's the lightweight division for all you people that didn't know. And Rustam the Tiger, he's from Russia. He's 18-3. Chris Wade is 11-1. To be honest, Rustam is a decision maker. He's a good wrestler. I think he's strong. And Chris Wade is also a decision maker. He's got some good wrestling as well, but I think Rustam's just gonna be able to out wrestle him. He's gonna outpower him. They wrestle against bears over there in Russia.
Oh,
So got that grappling experience. He's just gonna dominate
no.
for 3 rounds and get the decision in the third. Probably no finish. It's probably just gonna be a lot of lay and pray and a little ground and pound here and there. But I'm going with the decision for Rustam. What do you think?
All right, dude. You're one of my best buds, but I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Chris Wade is one of my most confident picks on this card, and I don't see him losing at all. He's an underdog. He shouldn't be. And a lot of people are going with Ruslan because he's Russian. He has good takedowns. He trains at Jackson's. Okay, he's faced better competition than Chris Wade, but he's been so inconsistent lately. He barely beat Norman Park, who just got cut. He looked shitty in that fight. He should have lost that fight. Chris Wade is undefeated in the UFC. He's 11-1 overall. Ironically, his only loss is against a Russian fighter a long ass time ago. He wants redemption, man. He's 2-2 in the UFC, or 4-0 in the UFC. 2 wins or finishes, 2 by decision. But he's coming off a 1 minute sub. He's a beast, dude. I like Chris Wade. He's from New Jersey. Trains with Dennis Bermudez and Ryan O'Fair. Both good fighters. Bermudez is top 10 for sure. O'Fair is right outside the top 15. So I like Chris Wade. He's a cocky guy, but like a good kind of cocky. He wants to fight the best competition. He's already calling out Khabib. He said he wants to fight the best Russians. He wants to fight the best competition. He said after his last win that he wants to fight a top 15 dude. He was supposed to fight this the 15th ranked guy Rashid Magomedov, but he got hurt. So now he's fighting Kavlov in short notice. So this is a big fight for him. If he wins, he's going to be in that top 15. So I got Chris Wade by a dominant decision or a late finish. But I got Chris Wade all day. All day.
I don't think he's going to be able to finish the Russian, man. Their grappling is just too good. He is on a good winning streak. He's got the good momentum. It's going to be a good test for him. If he
It's a
can,
good fight.
yeah, it's going to be a good fight. If he can win this fight, then I see him going places. Let's say that.
I'll tell you this, though, before we move on to the next fight. Adriano Martins is not even a wrestler, and he took down Kavlov multiple times.
Doesn't matter.
Kavlov's going to get taken down and submitted. Hands down.
I'm not picking that fight. I'm staying away from it. I see a decision. So.
I'm betting on Wade. I have a parlay with Wade and 2 other fighters later on. So I got Chris Wade. All right.
luck.
I'm not going to need it. Okay. First fight on the main card is Carolina. I can't pronounce her last name because I'm white. So Carolina versus Heather Jo Clark. Another girl fight I don't really care about. Carolina's good. She's 8-0. Heather Clark 7-4. This is in the women's strawweight division. Heather Jo Clark trained with Miesha Tate, but she's facing like a 2-year layoff. She kissed her dad on the lips after her last win in the ring. That's pretty weird, so I would never pick her. Just from hearing that shit. Never pick her. Carolina's undefeated, dude, and she looked good. She beat Randa Marcos. She was making her debut, and she beat someone in the top 5. Carolina all day. Dominant decision.
I would probably agree with you. I don't really care for either of these 2 fighters, though. So I'm gonna go with Carolina with the decision because they're little girls and they don't hit hard enough to knock each other out. Pretty much. So I'm going with the decision. On to the next fight because this fight sucked. That fight sucks. This fight's gonna be a lot better. We got Nikita Krylov versus Francimar Barossa in it's a light heavyweight division at 205 pounds.
Can't
This
wait for
guy
this fight.
is nicknamed Al Capone. Now that's a badass nickname if you ask me.
It is, dude.
Yeah, he's from Ukraine, 19-4,
Oh,
and
really?
he's known to be a finisher. Zero of his fights that he's won have went to decision. He has finished all of his wins. That's 19 finishes.
He's never been in a decision.
That's good, man.
He lives by the sword or dies by the sword.
He's a warrior, just like the kind I like to pick in my DraftKings. So
Mm-hmm.
that's like my most confident pick. I'm really hoping he gets the submission because I really hope he gets some heavy hits in, gets the takedown, gets some ground and pound in. The guy's gonna get hit so hard he's gonna give up the back, and then he's gonna just get choked out, kind of like what happened to Conor McGregor. But anyway, that's a different story. Nikita's gonna go. I think he's gonna get the finish. Hopefully in the second. I'm gonna go in the second round finish. I don't really know who this Francimar Barossa is. He's 18-4, but I don't never heard of him. I think Nikita's just gonna grind him out. He's just gonna be too strong, too fast. Francisco's gonna gas out, and Nikita's just gonna get the finish in the second round. What do you think?
Yeah, dude, we saw Rodrigo de Lima fight 2 weeks ago, and Krylov beat him, man, in his last fight. So you know how good de Lima looked? Krylov going in there beating him in the first round. He's a warrior, dude. He's the second guy in my parlay with Chris Wade, another guy on the card later. And I'm so confident in Krylov. I have him on DraftKings. He's in my parlay. He's one of my most confident picks. He's a finisher. He's looked good in the UFC, dude. Francisco Barrasso is one of the most boring fighters. Doesn't throw any output. He just stands there, man. He's gonna get annihilated in this fight. So I could go on for half an hour talking about how good Krylov is. I'll just keep it short. Krylov, first round knockout. All right, so the next fight. I don't care about this fight either because it's a girl fight. There's a few girl fights I care about. This one I don't. When Van Zandt fights, I care about it, man, because she's so freaking hot. But these two chicks are just don't belong in the UFC.
What are they doing?
Germaine Duraname.
What are they doing in the main event? Tell me, why are there two lame folk in the main event? Like these
Yeah,
shits.
the Goop should be on here. These should be on the Fight Pass prelims. Dana White, if you're hearing, sign me in the UFC. I'll knock out Nate Diaz right now. Okay, it's another day. Okay. Germaine Duraname versus Anna Almos. Almos is 3-0. Duraname is.
Are you kidding me? 3 fights. Wow. That's how shallow the women's divisions are, by the way. Anyway, keep going.
Duraname is. What's their record? 8-3.
5-3, I think.
5-3. I haven't seen any tape on Elmos because she hasn't fought in the UFC. She trains in Denmark with Nicholas Dalby apparently, but we just saw what Dalby just got smoked by Cummings. Randomay's been in there with Sarah McMahon. I'm gonna go with Randomay by decision, but I don't care about this fight. They're both ugly ass fighters that suck. So go ahead.
Yeah, the only girl I care about is
PV.
Paige Van Sant. Sorry, babe. I know you're hearing this, but anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Albert Tumanov versus Gunnar Nelson.
The most exciting fight on the card.
I would have to say one of the most anticipated fights and underrated fights in the card. We got Albert Tumanov, the Einstein from Russia, versus Gunny Nelson from Iceland, the Viking. Albert Tumanov is 17-2. Gunnar Nelson is 14-2. They're both pretty good grapplers. Tumanov has some KOs under his belt. Is a little more than Gunner, but they're fighting at 170 pounds, welterweight division. I think Gunner is going to come in good with his karate skills. Tumanov is going to come in a little too aggressive, I think,
Mm-hmm.
because he just likes to rush, and he's going to get caught. He's going to get caught with a punch. Gunner's gonna catch him clean and smooth, put him on his butt, get him on the ground, do some ground and pound, and from the clinic he got from Damian Maya, and because he did go to a seminar, and
Like Magni.
he's gonna choke him out. You know what I mean? I would say in the first round. That's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I got on my DraftKings too. It's gonna be a good fight. I'm interested to see what happens. What do you think?
Yeah, dude. Oh, well, I'm kind of pissed off because I've been watching a lot of podcasts and a lot of people are picking Tubanov, man. I don't know why, man. Like a lot of people underestimate Gunner. He is a very underrated fighter. His stand-up is super underrated. Come on, man. He's a finisher. His two losses are against Rick Story in a 5-round close fight, and not Tubanov, Damian Mai. Tubanov lost his last fight against Lorenz Larkin. Larkin got robbed, man. He chewed him up with his leg kicks like crazy, dude. I agree with what you said. Tunov's going to go in there, rush in, and he's going to get caught by one of Gunner's unorthodox shots or kicks or something, and it's going to take him down, submit him, first round finish.
Let's
So
go.
Gunnar Nelson's the third guy in my parlay. So I got Krylov, Wade, and Nelson. If all three of them win, cashing out $600.
We go to Vegas.
600.
We can go to
Yeah.
Vegas.
Gunnar Nelson, first round finish. That's the best fight in the card, I think. All right, so there's 2 fights left. The co-main event: Stefan the Skyscraper Struve versus Bigfoot Silva. Struve is 26-8, and Bigfoot is 19-8. This fight could go either way. I'm not betting on DraftKings. I'm staying away. Both these guys have the 2 worst chins in the UFC, probably in the UFC. So I'm gonna flip a coin right here on video. So heads is Bigfoot Silva, tails is Struve. Hold on, I'm gonna try one more time because I dropped it. Ready? Heads is Bigfoot, tails Struve. Heads. So Bigfoot Silva is gonna win. I do not care about this fight.
Put Silva in your parlay.
I'm not putting Bigfoot in my parlay.
I might do a parlay and put Bigfoot Silva in there.
Do
and
it.
Gunner, little Gunny, with 2 underdogs because I don't know. Silva is ranked 12. He's 19-8. Steven Struve, the Skyscraper, is 30-8. They both got knocked out by Mark Hunt. Walk off. And after Mark Hunt hits you in the chin like that, your chin is never the same.
Mark Hunt killed Struve, dude.
Dude, Mark Hunt kills everyone. The only person that did pretty well against him are
Stipe.
Verdum did pretty well against him, and and Kane, I think, right? Well, anyway, no, maybe not, but anyway, once you get hit by Mark Hunt like that, your chin doesn't get the same, and both of these guys got knocked out. So I think Silva might have the better striking in this. He's gonna go in and catch him slipping, but I hope it goes to decision. They're gonna gas out. 3rd round decision for Silva.
Heavyweight decision, wow. All right, dude, call off the last fight.
All right, we got All Star the reem overeem versus Andre Pitbull Arlovski. This is the main event, a heavyweight. Reem is weighing in at 265 pounds, according to the stats, and Arlovsky weighs around 240. But we'll see what happens at the weigh-ins.
Oh, I gotta flush real quick. Hold on. Oh,
Dude, you're really gonna do that? And you're not even buff. First of all, second of all,
I'm
you
too
gotta get
fat for I'm good, dude.
like these the Navy.
You pick Bigfoot Silva right now.
I look like all-star overeem on the
You talk like him too.
legs.
He has the funniest voice, dude, of all time.
Yeah, pretty high pitch for his size.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's 40 and 14. He's had a lot of fights under his belt, and Andre Arlovsky is 25 and 11. Uh, believe Reem has had a lot of KOs, and he's on his. He just finished. He just finished. Who did he? I think he just finished JDS recently. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, he beat Roy Nelson. He wants. He's doing. He's got the momentum on his side, and I think he
He beat
wants.
Struve.
He beat Struve as well, and I think he wants to get. And I think he wants to make a title run, and he's willing to prove a point tomorrow, and I think he's going to get the finish. Andre Arlovsky fought Travis Brown, and he proved to have a pretty weak chin. I mean, he rocked Brown, and Brown like caught him with like it faded. It didn't even hit him all the way, and you could see his knees get wobbly. Arlovsky's knees got wobbly from that, and they were just both almost knocked out. He fought against Frank Mir, and it went to decision. It was one of the most boring fights I've ever seen,
Super
and so
boring.
a heavyweight decision, which can happen. Um, which and I think he's a little scared now ever since Travis Brown hit him, kind of getting a little hesitant. And Reem's going to go in there trying to prove a point and just going to knock him out. I say probably like third or fourth round.
Third or fourth round, wow.
Yeah, 'cause they're going
Both
to take. I don't think he's going to get in right away in the first round. Reem likes to start off slow.
feeling out process, yeah. Both these guys don't have the best chin, but I think Overeem has the more momentum. It's in his hometown. He hits harder. He does have the better chin, I think. And Arlovsky got clocked in his last fight in 51 seconds. His chin isn't there, man. I'm thinking Reem's gonna knock him out in the first round.
Hey, they both train together. Did you know that?
They do train at Jackson Meaglejohn, yeah. Greg Jackson's going to be in Andre's corner. Doesn't worry me, though.
Is Winklejohn going to be in Reem's corner?
No, Winklejohn and Jackson are both going to be in Andre's.
So who's going to be coaching Reem? Do you know?
I don't know.
Reem doesn't need a coach. He's beast.
No. Reem's going to win. This is a really easy breakdown.
Years in buffalo meat and shit like that. So I think he's going to win.
Arlovsky's garbage, dude. He's done. He beat Travis Brown. Travis Brown sucks.
Dude, dude. He sucks, and so does Ronda Rousey. Man. Don't even get me started on him.
I know, dude. Freaking Travis Brown's girlfriend is hideous.
Did you hear that Ronda Rousey cussed out
Paige Van Zandt. Yeah, dude. I saw that like a half an hour ago. I was so mad.
Dude, who does Ronda Rousey think she is, man?
I know. Hey, Paige Van Zandt, you need a bodyguard? Call me. If you're watching this, call me.
You lift, bro? You lift?
Does it look like it, bro? You want to fight right now? Hey, I'm going to call Ben, dude. I'm going to call Ben and tell him to beat you up. Better watch out, dude. All right. So before we go, my 3 most confident picks on the card are who I have on my DraftKings team and my parlay. Chris Wade, Gunnar Nelson, and Nikita Krylov. I think Gunner and Krylov are going to get finishes for sure. Wade, more likely a dominant decision, but I can see a finish. What are your three most confident picks? Let me guess, the two chicks.
No. Going to be Krylov. He's going to be my top confident pick. And the second one is probably going to be Gooch. And the third is Reem.
Sweet. Okay, we are done. We'll be back next week for the best card this year so far. I mean, there's so many good fights in that card. Matt Brown versus Damian Maia. Come on, man. Stipe versus Verdun. Jacare versus Belfort. There's some Cyborg's making her debut.
Isn't Hall fighting Anderson Silva?
Anderson Silva versus Hall. John Winokur versus Rob Font.
Let's go, son.
Stacked card.
Yeah, it's going to be stacked, and I think Verdun's going to do big. He's going to get the finish. He's going to get a submission, but that's for another day. That's
No,
for next.
we'll talk about it next week.
Let's go.
All right. Later, guys. We'll be back next week.